Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you are brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another speed build. And today we are actually making a starter home. And I'm super excited about it because on my last speed build, I had asked you guys if you wanted some more starter homes. So this is not for my save file or anything like that, but I wanted to try to make a starter home. And I completely failed at making one for one sim. So this starter home actually fits within the budget of, I believe it's 22,000 simoleons for 2 sims. So if you have a couple of sims and maybe you're kind of playing like a husband and wife, just kind of like starting out, or just any couple, or maybe like a single parent, except if you do a single parent though, it depends on if it's a child or teen with the amount of money you get. So scratch that idea. But yeah, this is perfect for 2 adult sims. It fits within that budget. I think it came out to about 21,000 simoleons and some change with some of the decorations that I ended up picking. So I really liked how it came out. And I have to admit though, the exterior, even though I love the front and I do love bungalows in general, it's a really awkward looking house to me. Like it does not look like a typical shape of house I think that I would be comfortable making, and it actually in a lot of ways resembles some EA houses, which makes me want to shoot myself in the foot because the EA houses are definitely not my favorite, but I really hope that you guys like it, and I think it's really cute, and I really like the landscaping. And I mean, bless it, like thank God for the debug menu, because I did all of the landscaping with debug plants and I thought it came out really nicely and it looks really pretty and lush. And I don't know, I feel like a home without a lot of landscaping in The Sims can look extremely barren and not very welcoming. It literally looks like you just took a house and just plopped it on this lot and then there's nothing around it. So I wanted to make sure that there was definitely some greenery here. And I was working actually off of a home on Pinterest because I'm realizing more and more I can make small homes, but there's only so many shapes that I can come up with personally. So I kind of looked online at different bungalows. I kind of looked at smaller house plans and I combined a couple of ideas here to come up with what I ended up with. But I'm now just kind of wrapping up the landscaping and I wanted to make sure I did that prior to lifting the foundation, because as you guys probably already know, if you start to try to do landscaping and you really want it tucked up against a home, it's going to be really challenging if the foundation is raised because some of the plants will lift to that foundation height and it's like the most annoying thing in the world. So I wanted to make sure I did the landscaping prior, and now I'm adding some window boxes that are also debug window boxes, and they have like little purple flowers in them, which I thought was really sweet. And I was a little limited with trees. There was a particular tree I was looking for and I honestly just couldn't find it, so I ended up settling with just a couple of these, I think they're just like thin, not even birch trees. I think they're like, maybe they are American birch trees. I don't really know. I don't remember. It's probably not correct, but I used those, and luckily like that mailbox is free, which I didn't know that. Did you guys know that mailboxes are free in game? Had no idea. I really didn't know. And I add this little wheelbarrow with flowers and a little bench in the front just to add a little bit more character. And then we move on to the inside because as you can see, this is a very small home. So this is only a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. Again, ideal for a couple, not necessarily a small family. I could do kind of like a family starter home as well, though I do have to look at the amount of household funds that a family would get with, let's say, a child or a teen, because I know that it will vary. I actually looked it up and it didn't have exact amounts, but it did say that it did vary. So that's kind of interesting, and I'll kind of have to play around with that one. But I'm working on the living room first, and I was honestly really, really stoked with how much I was able to decorate balling on a budget, because yeah, it was not as bad as I thought, considering that the landscaping was all free and the home itself isn't that big. I was able to fit a lot in here, and even that rug, like, that's actually a pretty expensive rug and I felt comfortable using it. And I didn't use like the worst appliances, but kind of like the second worst appliances for the kitchen. And I did use these base game counters because honestly the countertops can be really pricey and I just didn't want to waste the money on it because the countertops don't really matter compared to the appliances. And I wanted to have enough room for decorations too, or enough of a budget for decorations, because decorations really make a home for me, especially in The Sims. Like, I don't like things looking super barren. So I wanted to make sure I could afford decorations such as like wall decor and curtains, because curtains are stupid expensive. And as you can see, I like breezed through this because I couldn't really clutter it up or personalize it the way I wanted to. So the bathroom's pretty much the end, aside from a few different clutter items in the kitchen. I think from the debug menu is kind of what I crawl into near the end. I kind of put these blinds here on the bigger windows just to kind of keep that sunlight out. Even though it is beautiful, it does kind of stream into this home at around noontime. Yeah, maybe like 11 a.m. noontime is when the sun is hitting that side of the house. So that's really nice. But I did pull out some bottles of like vinegar and like oils is what I was thinking for the countertop. I was able to put a cutting board out. I gave this household a broom and dustpan that I get to hang on the wall, and I think a calendar just to kind of divvy it up a little bit. And I seem to have gotten ahead of myself because I completely forgot that I actually dove into my own library in The Sims because I made a bunch of rooms with plant photos. So I set up my test sim and I had them take photos of a bunch of plants in game, and then I saved them as rooms. So if you're wondering, that's what will flag this as custom content in the gallery, by the way. But I hope you guys did enjoy this. Definitely let me know your thoughts, and I will catch you next time I post a video. Bye.
As a young girl, the fields were mine. We played hide and seek for hours, raised our shadows among the pines. So offshore, playful and free, without a care in the world. I was one rich little girl, daydreamer, kidnap me, take me back, all the way back to them days, running around in a gown and a crown, barefoot. No mistake ever kept me late. We spent some